Hey y'all, this is Q with Curvilish. I know by now you've pulled your best or top 9 of 2020, and I'm here to tell you how to use that information and get more likes and engagement in 2021. Whether you're an individual or a brand, that information is telling you something very useful because it represents the top. If you've made over 100 posts in 2020, that top 9 represents the top 9% of what your audience is trying to tell you that it likes, and it likes it a lot. Stay tuned, y'all. Thank you for watching. So here's what you do with your top 9. So when you have those top 9 results and you're wondering now what, if you've made over 100 videos, again, I can't say this enough, that represents the top 9% of what your audience is telling you it loves the most. And if you made over 200 videos, that represents the top 4.5% of what your audience is telling you it loves the most. So that gives you insight without you overcomplicating it. Don't overthink it, but your audience is telling you we like this. So here's some things to look at when you're looking at those images of those little squares. I know you look at the likes count because that's how they literally got in your top 9. Top 9 is sort of simple like that for right now, whereas it's strictly based on likes. It's not even based on comments for right now. I can't wait for them to build a tool where it can give you the whole shebang, but for right now it's just strictly based on likes. So based on those likes of your top 9, look and go back to each one of those 9 images from the past year and think about the things that it's trying to tell you. For example, what topics or what was the subject matter of what you were posting about in each one of those? And then remember that. Conceptualize that. Was it specific? Was it a conceptual idea? Was it artistic? Was it more businessy? Was it something that matches with your brand or where you want to move your brand? Or is it something that you have literally forgot that really resonates with your brand, that your audience is saying they love it and you need to go back to doing that more? All of that tells you insights as to what those 9 boxes mean. And literally go back to each one and write down what it was that you can extract from it and why it most likely resonated with your audience. Also, what hashtags did you use on those 9? Did you use a certain hashtag that was new and a current trend, and so that's why it probably resonated? Or if your subject matter was puppies, babies, or sunsets, you know that will always resonate across Instagram regardless of what your brand is. So maybe you don't want to count that one as much because maybe it got a lot of likes because it was the most beautiful sunset that you've ever posted. So you want to keep all that in mind when you're thinking about how you can use that information going into 2021 to continue to drive that engagement from your audience. Also, what I wanted to tell you about is that don't stop doing what tells you it works. The thing that if you've been on Instagram for more than just say 2 or 3 years, you should not be having to go back over the basics of it. From 3 years worth of you knowing your audience and what has liked and what is not liked, you should now be at the point where it's not about the basics of it. Like if you know artwork, like abstract art really resonates with your audience, it's not that you go back to abstract art, it's that you show more of that, but you think of all these, you use your creative resources and space to think about how are all the ways that we can show abstract art instead of just wondering, oh, do I need to or don't need to show abstract art? Think about all the ways you can show abstract art and start extracting that and using your resources towards that as opposed to like thinking back on the basics. If you know the basics, then keep doing more of that. Don't do less and don't start overthinking it because you're going to lose people. Trust me. I've done it and I've been like, oh my God, why didn't I just keep doing what I was doing? So don't do that. The last thing I just wanted to tell you is that also look at your metrics. Your metrics on that, like, so some top 9, best 9 shows you metric. And what I mean my metrics is that the total number of posts you made, the total number of likes you got, and they divide that to come up with an average likes per post, if you will. That is really important, because the thing is that as you're progressing in 2021, it'll give you a barometer of, if you know that you've made a post, and when you look back over your last week and you know that you've made a post that's hitting that barometer, you know that you're going to start continuing to tick upwards, right? But if you've made a month's worth of posts and not one of them has even hit that average likes per post, that tells you that, wait a minute, I might need to redo this. Like this is not resonating with my audience. So each step of the way, you should be able to use your data to be able to tell you whether you're connecting, whether you're not. And sometimes it can be situation. It can be like there's a pandemic going on and what you're posting is way too up here. You need to sober it down a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. So that happens too. But like, if after a month you're not hitting, several posts aren't hitting that average post likes per post, then that tells you that maybe you need to go back and think about again what you're posting, how you're posting, when you're posting, and what changes you need to make. So anyway, this was quick. Let me make sure there's nothing that's on here that I need to keep in mind. Oh, and the other thing too is people who are new to this, if you will, those top 9, best 9 is strictly based on your posts alone. It's not based on IGTV, Reels, or Insta stories. For right now, that best 9 just represents the actual posts that are populating your main feed there. So just keep that in mind as well, because you'll need to do a whole different sort of like thought process around what Insta stories, IGTV, or Reels really resonated, unless the Reels did appear as one of your posts in your main feed. Hope this helps. 2021 is here. Bye, y'all.